Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Dost and we're playing Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction with a Zealot. At the moment we made it to Wallstone Keep level 2 and from there we already found the way to level 3 and yeah, now what we have to search is the way into the actual last level. So we will have soul killers again. I'm fully fine with those as opponents. There's much worse stuff that we could be facing here. But this is only one type, okay, and we already see we have Minotaurs and they are... Whoa. Wow, they did so much damage. Oh, this is terrible. Good. I'm not really sure if I can deal with them.
Good afternoon.
I can give it a try, but I should have a safety portal around, or actually I'm pretty close to the waypoint. I can then reset the game if it doesn't work and hope for a better combination of opponents in the next run. So far, they didn't get any hits. If they connect, they deal quite a lot of damage. Okay, it seems to be possible to deal with them, so I will give it a try. Okay, the last types of opponents we can see as well, these kinds of mana burn ghosts that you see also in the Chaos Sanctuary oftentimes. They are fine for my character because he has mana leech and I can therefore easily deal with them. And the mercenary doesn't care. Good, so the only real scary ones are the Death Lords, especially if there's gonna be a boss group. But I'll try to make my way through this level and then see you when I found the way to level 4. So it didn't take actually all too long to find the way to the Throne of Destruction. You can see the map is pretty close. This would be in the end also a nice map to maybe farm Bar, because also on the first level the way was very short. I just don't think that my character is well suited to do it. So let's see what kind of opponents we will have in the last level. So we have Doom Knights, okay. They come usually with nasty debuffs that they cast on you and your mercenaries, so they can be a bit bad. I want to clear the area a bit. So we have Sirens, they come with Curse, that's even worse. And then we have these Lightning Souls, yes. They deal lots of damage. Separate the opponents here a bit. Souls are bad. They're pretty strong. You can also not really attack them until they attack. If they come one on one, this is of course fine, but if they're in bigger groups, it's not so easy. So we have here a little bit of space. Let's see in the other direction. Okay, there's nobody directly here. And now the entry before the throne room. Those are also really strong. Okay, but the entry seems to be clear. I will clear it a bit further. Yes, also here. If you want to run away, it's okay. Then let's check the other side. There's a bunch of sirens there. The reason why I'm clearing this area is just because I will have to drag out some of the bosses or at least one of the bosses that bar is gonna spawn in the throne room. So I need some space to where I can pull them to. Okay, now we have a lot of souls in the throne room. Not ideal. In the end, there's just too much stuff here. Will shortly revive my mercenary. He's very helpful. I want him on my side. And restock on potions.
Yes, warrior.
Now everything is restocked, so I can give it another try. Maybe be a bit careful. I would like to lure some opponents out of the throne room. That would be much easier to fight if they are not all in one place together. So like this is already much better. Then maybe some of them will follow me as well. Yeah, looks like one of the souls at least is coming over here. The only bad thing is that my mercenary is stuck around the corner. If you don't have almost maximum lightning resist, these souls, they're gonna just be very, very bad side. So let's see how much monsters are left in here. Oh, there's a whole group of sirens over there. We have to deal with those. And there's another 2 souls, 3 souls, so that's quite a lot. So, they are also mana burn. Okay. So now we have only 1 siren left, and then I think we should be clear. This means, of course, that the first champion group will then, or boss group will immediately spawn. I want to first refill my potions before I deal with those guys. Also restack on the other stuff. And then I can go back in. The first group I think is okay, but let's keep a safety portal down here. It's always better to fight the opponents a little bit more on the back, because the front bar will revive them. Sorry, not, not revive them. He will freeze you like this, but now we're already freezed. We have to get rid of the revive guy though, so I have to go in. Okay, so this was the first group. Let's see if I can get rid of the debuff. So the second group, they also come with skeletons and guys which revive them. So, oh, and they also revive those knights. Where? Can I go in here? It's not ideal at least. So maybe this clears the area a bit. Now I'm out of potions, so I will have to go back. I should probably buy a few more potions before I go in. And I can also get myself a bit of poison resist. Maybe that's gonna be good. Saigons again. I already have those. I'll just put it into my stash. Those boots are not bad, so it's nothing wrong with having a spare of those. So this gives me high poison resist, and then I can maybe more easily go in here again. And let's try to get rid of Achmel the Cursed. Fortunately, my mercenary takes relatively high amounts of damage. It seems like we have it. This is the last Unraveler, and then it's just those death mages left. They should be fine. So then this is clear. The next one is gonna be also not good because it's gonna be these how they called High Council members from Travancar. They come with Hydras, and this is what kills my mercenary very quickly. Yeah, as you can see, there's no real chance to keep your mercenary alive. Is it also Holy Freeze one? That would be nasty. And they heal each other. Oh, I see. Can I deal with them at all? Or do I have to lure them out somehow? Hmm.
Evening.
At least one right down. But this freeze is pretty nasty. Now with my mercenary, yes, it seems to be possible. Wow, he at least has dropped something unique. Ah, it's something for the assassin. Bartrooks Cutthroats. I'm wondering, is this the one that I already have? I mean, there's so many uniques in the game, but I think this one I already have. Good, so with the mercenary, it was possible to defeat them, that's good. So now the next group is gonna be those fire guys, pit lords from Act 4. So I don't want to face all of them in a big group. Now they're all going for my mercenary, but they're at least splitting it a little bit on myself and my mercenary, so maybe that's gonna be good enough to deal with them. Few of the minions are also already dead. I think the boss himself is also dead already. My mercenary has killed him. So this leaves this group being pretty fine. There's also a Scourge dropped. 4 open socket Scourge. Yes, I will keep that. That might be good for some woundward. Good, and now it's gonna be the last group. The last group is really terrible. So this one you can basically not fight as a melee. Only if you can split them very well. Otherwise I'll just lure them out. And then go back in. If they come separated very much, it's fine, but this doesn't look like very separated. So here's only 2 left, and they should be okay. You don't actually have to defeat them, that's the good thing. If you lure them out of the room, and then Bar will just accept it that you have defeated them. And yeah, that's enough. So then from here we can go to challenge Baal himself. I'm not sure, usually the bosses are not so strong against melee characters. Would just be great if my mercenary could survive somehow. Then he should be easy. So I'm trying to tank him and then give my mercenary the chance to deal damage to him. Now he has teleported away. Where is he? Oh, I don't see him. This is something I've never had. Where is he gone? Ah, he's over here. And he has a clone. So clone is not great, but what you can do is just run away for a while, and then the clone will disappear. So let's go into this corner here, restock our health potions. And if you're away for long enough time, then the clone is gone. So I think we can go back in again. And here you can see he's alone again. Fighting him and the clone is actually really tough, so I think this is pretty worth it to use this little trick here. And having mana steal is also against him very strong, because he is usually burning away your mana. And you don't really care if you have mana steal, but if you don't, then it's pretty nasty. So then he is already pretty close to dying. Let's see. Just a few more life. And that's it. Unfortunately, his drop is nothing unique and no set items. But yeah, that was the final boss in Diablo 2. This faceplate is also not great. Let's see what else we have. This has lifesteal, but no increased attack speed. This might be worth a bit of money, but I don't think it's actually good. This also not. yeah, I think there's nothing really interesting here. Faster hit recovery and some cold resist is of course not wrong, nothing wrong with that. Let's take this one. And then talk to Tyrell for the end of the game. So I will go through the portal and then the game is done. That's it. So let's have a look at the final equipment that the character had. So we were playing with this weapon, Basil's Vortex. I think I found it in middle of Nightmare, but normally the weapon is not as strong as you see it here. I've upgraded it afterwards to become a Scourge. So this increases the damage by I think like 80%, something like this. And this weapon was, I think, viable throughout Hell difficulty. It's not really strong, but I have my Mercenary to deal the majority of the damage because he has a really good weapon. Then, like 2 episodes ago, I crafted this new weapon, a Lionheart in an Archon Plate. Did so also because my Mercenary can then use the Dural Shell that I was using before. This cannot be frozen on it and has some all rest, so he has maxed out resistances and he also cannot be frozen. This is the weapon that I was talking about before, an Obedience rune word made into a Thresher. Thresher is already an elite weapon, so it has very high damage. It has also fast attack speed, which makes it a good base for this rune word. And then, okay, I mean, you need a co-rune and a fire rune for this rune word, so some high-level runes. But if you have them available, this is really powerful. The only thing you have to take into account is in single player, you can normally not build this rune word because it's ladder only. You need a mod like I'm using, like the plugin mod, which allows you to use ladder only rune words. Otherwise, it's just a big waste of runes. Then for helmet, I'm using this Vampire Gaze. Has high defense, has mana and lifesteal, which both comes in very handy. Lifesteal is a bit low here, but yeah, the mana steal you can very often see that this comes. This is very useful whenever your opponent has mana burn. Otherwise, I mean, you don't need much mana with this character, but having a bit of mana regeneration is always very good. Then you don't rely so much on mana potions. And lifesteal overall is very helpful, also because the heal potions they regenerate your health relatively slow. So if your opponents deal more damage, you will need additional life gain to sustain. It's also very important for your mercenary. He might do a lot of damage, but if he doesn't have lifesteal, he will die pretty quick. He doesn't need mana steal, so this helmet is actually much better for him than the Vampire Gaze because it has more lifesteal and also more defense, some additional life, and okay, I mean the extra gold is I think pretty optional. Um, this one is nice for myself, not only because of the mana stone per hit, but also because it reduces damage and magic damage. As amulet, I'm using some chromatic amulet I found pretty early on. I don't know, beginning of Nightmare maybe. Uh, yeah, somewhere in Nightmare, I would say it has item level 58, so I must have been already in an area where the monsters are almost at this level. Yeah, it has 26 auras, that's all, but pretty decent, pretty nice. I didn't find anything better than that. Then as shield, I'm using Rhyme Shield. The base is maybe not all too exciting, but it had already some auras on it. with 2 sockets. It's a pretty good shield. It cannot be frozen, which is very important. I mean, the rest is not so exciting. It has 31 all resistances, which is good. It has a little bit of magic find, 25%, also nice. But the major thing, cannot be frozen. If I would have found a very strong shield, I could use the Duriel Shell as an armor to use the new shield. But I didn't find anything really better than the Rhyme Shield, so I would instead give my mercenary Duriel Shell for him to have cannot be frozen. Then as gloves, we are using the Magnus skin here. 20% increased attack speed is enough to boost this Basil's Vortex to the maximum speed when you're using Zeal and a high level Fanatism aura. So yeah, this is pretty much ideal. I think 10% would be also enough, but I'm not sure anymore. It also comes with attack rating, which is good, and 15% fire res, which is a nice small bonus that I don't really need so much charms to get to maximum fire resistance. Rings, I have this one for minimum damage is a small damage boost is good. We have 97 attack ratings, so that I hit the targets more often is pretty important. You need some attack rating on your gear, pretty sure. Um, then it comes with dual res, although one of them is only poison res, but still 21 and 17 are pretty decent amounts. Then we have shark skin belt. Of course, maximum number of potion slots. I would for sure use any belt which has 16 slots. That's guaranteed, but this also has some other nice stats on it. It has 10% faster hit recovery. So together with 2 small charms, I get to a certain breakpoint. This one is just a grand charm. They always come with 12% faster hit recovery if they have the stat on that. And then on a small charm, I'm not sure. I think it can maybe vary on it, but this one has 5%, which exactly gets me to a breakpoint of 27. Then it has cold resist, lightning resist on it, all in decent height. So I think it's a pretty good one for rare belt. Then we have this ring here that I found, also attack rating on it, very important. In addition, some other nice stats like 25 to life and 16% lightning resist. Half freeze duration doesn't really matter because I have cannot be frozen and it's anyway not good enough to have just half freeze duration. And the mana, okay, I have a lot of mana due to my weapon, so also not so important here. The last item are the War Travelers. Not sure where I found those, but I have them already a little bit longer time, so maybe somewhere on Nightmare or Beginning of Hell. They have come with 25% a run walk, 25% faster run walk, I wanted to say. That's always good to have some faster run walk on your boots. But then they also have 15 to 25% extra damage on them, so they give a decent damage boost. 15 to 25 is actually pretty much because all of the other modifiers are applied to it. They also have strength, they have vitality, so that's good. In the end, gives you a bit more life. And they come with 40% better magic find. So actually, when I was running Mephisto or Andariel for some items, they are always a good thing to wear. They're anyway pretty strong, but they in addition come with the magic finds. So together with the Rhyme Shield, I'm at 65%. And then what I would usually be doing is I'm wearing these chance guards that I found as well. The magic find that you have on those varies, so I'm not sure how good they can be, but I found another pair which had only 30%, so way worse than these ones with 40%. So having those equipped, I get to 105% magic find, which is pretty decent. So you can definitely do runs like this. Of course, there's much better equipment that you can go for. But this is just what I found in this run. I also need gear to be strong enough to actually deal with the bosses. So I cannot go into upgrading my magic find in every item just to have a lot of magic find. Then I will not be able to defeat the boss anymore. So this doesn't help me. But the chance cards are fine. It's a decent magic find. Yeah, this is pretty much it, I would say. Yeah, here just the last thing to mention, I have this teleport staff. It's nothing crazy. You can get it from a merchant in normal difficulty, Act 3, I would think. Act 3 and Act 2 maybe. Um, they just sell those staffs, teleport charges on it. Super important, of course. You have seen that I'm using this oftentimes because the teleport ability is really strong. Um, but yeah, if you don't have some extremely crazy runes to build an Enigma armor for yourself, you will have to use some teleport charges on some items. So you can be lucky and find a really great one on an amulet or something like this. But usually the thing that you can find for sure is sudden stuff like this from a merchant. Um, yeah, just use this on your secondary weapon slot. Good. I think that wraps it up for this playthrough of Diablo 2 with Zealot. I'm not sure if I will record anything else for this, so I will just for now say that's gonna be it. So yeah, if you watched all of this, pretty nice. If you just looked into this episode, also very welcome. I hope you enjoyed it, and then maybe see you in the future with some other videos. Thank you and goodbye.